Hey everyone, welcome to another IEEE webinar. Today we're going to be talking about how to use Review Room. So Review Room is an online tool that can be used to accept applications, nominations, or other forms of online submissions that you can then pass on to reviewers and judges, or take a look at yourself and evaluate these submissions in order to make a decision on who should, make it to the next round in a competition, who should get an award, or whatever other selective decision that you need to make. So in this particular webinar, we're going to guide you through the process of using Review Room for the IEEE MGA level awards. So if you're watching this webinar, you have an administrator account already. If you don't, make sure to contact Gail and she can provide one for you. So I'm just going to log in as my administrator account, and the second I log in, the first thing that you're going to notice is that the top left of the page there's a Manage Review Room button. Now if you click on that, this is going to take you to the welcome screen. So most of this has already been set up for you, so the good news is there's not that much work to do, especially if you're just going to use the vanilla setup that we've provided to you. However, in this webinar, we are going to go through some of the details just in case if you did want to make some modifications, or perhaps you had some ideas on using Review Room for something else in the future, that you'd have the ability to do so because you know how to use the software in depth. So first things first, let's click on this Get Started button. The good news is that there are only 3 steps. So essentially we're going to go through 1, 2, 3 and make our way to this big green launch button. And once we're there and we click on it, what's going to happen is that applicants and nominators will be able to start submitting their applications. So first things first, let's start with create front page. So right now there's some things that you'll need to basically customize, one of which is the title. So region number, and then you should probably put in customized details for that. You can put a subtitle, something like 2011 nominations, and then you can make some further customizations. I mean, we have a logo in there if you want to put an additional image in there, or if you want to customize some of the text on the front page, and obviously you should customize a section there where it asks for the chair name, the region number, the email address, so on and so forth. So let's save what we've got so far. Let's say you made your customizations, and once you made your save, next thing you want to do is obviously preview this, make sure if everything is all nice. Okay, so there we go. That's what it looks like. Looks pretty good. So we'll exit out of this tab, and what we can do now is go to the next step. So the first step was pretty easy. The good news is the next step is even easier. So we're on section 2, set up groups, still under step 1. So here you're going to see all the different groups that exist in your particular review room. Again, simple stuff. You're giving out 5 awards, right? So you have 5 different applicant groups. You have 1 reviewer group, and these are basically your judges or your reviewers or whoever else you add. And these are people who are going to log in and take a look at the nominations and help you decide and rank and help you decide who's going to actually win or go to the next stage. So this is pretty standard setup. I understand that most regions will likely use this exact same setup, so no modifications required, but if for some reason you don't have one of these groups, you can go ahead and delete that, or if you have an additional award that you're giving out, you can add a group. But essentially, these are the very basics, and you probably won't need to modify anything else. So that does it for step 1, and that's the end of this particular tutorial. We want to make each one of these fairly small, so make sure to watch the next tutorial, which is actually probably the most important one. It's going to be talking about the competition workflow, so we'll see you in the next tutorial. Thanks very much.